friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jyoti and you are watching JG Chemistry. So friends, today we are going to study about aromaticity, Huckel's rule, and how we can differentiate aromatic, anti-aromatic, non-aromatic compounds by using many examples. We'll see some example of homoaromatic compounds also. So let's begin. Aromaticity. So first of all, we need to see the category for all the four examples we are going to discuss. In that, Huckel's rule, who has given the definition of aromaticity, the rule which describe the aromaticity. So first of all, we'll see aromatic compounds. So when the molecule will be called aromatic, what are the conditions when the molecule will become aromatic? So first condition is the molecule should be cyclic, should be cyclic. If it is acyclic, the molecule will become non-aromatic. Okay, so cyclic. Second is conjugated pi system or pi bonds. So a molecule should have the conjugated pi mods, or you can say the completely delocalized electrons. Okay, so it should not, the electronic cloud should be around the, it should resonate around the cyclic system. So complete pi bond. So we need to check whether the molecule is cyclic. Yes, then whether the molecule is having the conjugated pi bonds, or you can say the complete delocalization of electron. The third point is whether the molecule is planar. So the planar means the hybridization of all the carbon here should be sp2. If it is sp2 hybridized, the molecule will become planar. So we need to check if all these parameters are fulfilled, then we'll see whether it follows a Huckel's rule 4n plus 2 pi electron system, where, and you can see 0 1 2 3 it can be, and if you apply these numbers, the integer numbers, like let's say n is equal to 0, then it will become 2 pi electrons. And so by keeping all these numbers, it will become 2 pi, 6 pi, 10 pi, 14 pi and 18 pi electron system. So if you are getting these numbers and along with the parameters like cyclic, conjugated pi bonds and planar, then molecule will become aromatic. And aromatic compounds are the most stable compounds in organic chemistry. Okay, so aromatic compounds are the most stable, and these four things we have to check whether these four things are present in the molecule. Now, in which condition the molecule will become anti-aromatic? Here also you can see it should be cyclic, conjugated pi bonds, planar. So all these three are the same like we have seen in aromatic. The fourth is the Huckel's rule. If it follows 4n pi electrons, okay, instead of 4n plus 2 pi, if it is 4n pi electron system, where n is 1, 2, 3, 4, because then if you replace n is 1, then it will become 4 pi electron and so on, 8, 12, 16 pi electron system. So if you are getting this type of pi electron system along with these three parameters, cyclic, conjugated, pi bonds and planar, the molecule will become anti-aromatic compound, and anti-aromatic compounds are highly unstable. So you can easily differentiate with respect to 4n plus 2 and 4n pi electron system with respect to aromatic and anti-aromatic. Now what is non-aromatic compounds? So the compounds like which are neither aromatic nor anti-aromatic compounds. Okay, maybe the molecule is acyclic, then it will not come under the two previous category, it will be considered non-aromatic. Or it may not have the conjugated pi bond, then again it will be considered as non-aromatic. Or the molecule may not be planar, if it is not non-planar compound, then also non-aromatic. Or if it may follow 4n plus 2 or 4n, either one it may have. But if either of these conditions are not fulfilled, then the molecule will become non-aromatic compound. And non-aromatic compounds are comparatively stable as compared to the anti-aromatic compound. Obviously, the stability is less as compared to the aromatic because it is losing some of these conditions. Okay, it may not be cyclic, it may not have the conjugated pi system, or it may not have the planarity. Now the fourth category is homoaromatic. So if you face any problem based on homoaromatic, you have to find out. So what important thing you have to look for? The molecule should have one or more sp3 carbons. So basically, if a stabilized cyclic conjugated system, okay, so it's stabilized, this is stable, cyclic conjugated system having 4n plus 2, okay, can be formed by passing a saturated atom that lead to the homoaromaticity. Okay, so we will see the example for this. So it should have basically one or more sp3 carbon. So if the molecule is having this, you can say that the molecule is homoaromatic. It can be cyclic, it can be having the conjugated pi system, it may have 4n plus 2. Okay, so because of that, it will have the partial aromaticity and therefore it will be stable. Obviously, it will not be as stable as the aromatic compound. So these 4 points, like 4 categories to identify the 4 molecules, and 4 points which you have to keep in mind always whenever you see a molecule, whether it is cyclic, whether it has conjugated system, whether it is planar, or whether it follows a Huckel's rule. And then you can solve any problem comes to you for aromaticity. So let's solve the very first problem. If you see this problem, this is having only one double bond which is having 2 pi electrons, right? And all the, so first we have to see whether the molecule is cyclic. Yes, so it is cyclic. Whether the molecule is having the conjugated pi system, or you can say the delocalized pi electron. So it is conjugated, because if you see this bond, if it gives its electron to the neighboring sigma bond, the positive charge will come here. So this positive charge is in resonance with this double bond. So therefore it is completely delocalized, means it is not fixed on this carbon only, the charge. It is rotating among all the 3 carbons. So it is conjugated. So first and 2 conditions are fulfilled. 3 is planar. All the 3 carbons are sp2 hybridized. So it is planar. And 2 pi electron system. So basically it is aromatic compound. Okay, so it falls in the first category. It follows the 4n plus 2 Huckel's rule where n is 0. So 2 pi electron. Next, this is the typical example of aromaticity, benzene. We know it is cyclic, we know it is conjugated system, it is planar in nature, all are sp2 hybridized. Okay, how to find out sp2 hybridized? So it is having, this carbon is having one hydrogen, right? So it is having 2 sigma bond. If 2 sigma bonds are there, then it is sp2 hybridized, right? So here 3 sigma bonds are there, right? 1 pi bond. So basically with respect to pi bond, you can say if the carbon is having 1 pi bond, then it is sp2 hybridized. So planar and 6 pi electrons. So the molecule is aromatic in nature. So always check these 4 points and you are with your answer. This molecule, you can say there are 2 pi electrons, means 4 electrons are there, one from each bond, 2 from each bond, and the negative charge also having 2 electron which will participate here in conjugation. Okay, so the molecule is cyclic and this negative charge is giving its electron to resonate in the molecule, means it is not fixed on this carbon, it is delocalized among all the 5 carbons, right? So conjugated system, completely conjugated system. Okay, so because it becomes an aromatic in nature, 6 pi electrons, and the molecule is planar, sp2 hybridized. The lone pair which are present here, this carbon is also sp2 hybridized. So this is aromatic in nature. The next, if you replace the negative charge with positive, so now we need to see it is cyclic. Now again it is completely conjugated because it is not fixed here, the positive charge. If this bond will give its electron, the positive charge will come on this carbon. So completely conjugated system and the molecule is planar, all are sp2 hybridized carbon. Okay, so with respect to sigma bond also you can say 2 sigma bond, it is sp2. And then total how many pi electrons are there? 4 pi electrons are there. And if you have 4 pi electrons, the system becomes anti-aromatic compound. Okay, so now from minus it was aromatic, it became anti-aromatic if it is cation. The next molecule you can see here, so 7 carbons are there. So it is cyclic first of all. Then conjugation is there, complete conjugation. So each electron, double bond will give its electron. So the positive charge is delocalized here, right, for all carbons, and it is planar, sp2 hybridized, And how many pi bonds? 3 pi bonds means total 6 pi electrons are there. So the molecule is aromatic in nature. So like that, you can find out. Now, if you replace this positive charge with negative charge here, okay, so now we need to check all the parameters here. So the molecule is cyclic. Of course, it is completely conjugated because it is not fixed on this particular carbon. The negative charge will resonate among all the 7 carbons. Whether it is planar or not, okay, so you can see here actually the molecule exists in the tube shape. So where the planarity is distorted, so the molecule become non-planar in nature. So therefore I haven't mentioned here P, it is non-planar. It's not planar. Okay. So once it is non-planar means it is not fulfilling the condition, first condition for aromatic and the next condition for anti-aromatic also. So obviously the molecule will become non-aromatic compounds. Okay, so whenever you see anything is missing here, then the molecule will become non-aromatic. And of course here 6 pi electrons from here and 2 electron from the negative charge, total 8 pi electron. So if you see 8 pi electron, you can assume it is anti-aromatic, but it is not anti-aromatic. Because of the non-planarity, it becomes non-aromatic compound. Now you have this molecule. So what is the difference? Now you don't have any charge here. So now how we can see it is cyclic. Does it completely, does it have the conjugated pi system? No, it's not, because the conjugation or delocalization is disrupted with this sp3 carbon. Okay, now you have an sp3 carbon here and the complete conjugation is not there. Okay, of course it is having the 6 pi electrons and this is also non-planar. Okay, so planarity is also lost here, non-planar. So basically it is non-aromatic compound. So because it is not fulfilling the first two category for aromatic and anti-aromatic. Typical example, this problem is a typical example of anti-aromaticity. The molecule is cyclic, it is having complete conjugation, it is planar, all sp2 hybridized, and how many pi electrons? Total 4 pi electrons are there. So 4 pi electrons means it is anti-aromatic. It is highly unstable, means it doesn't exist in this form. It may react with the another molecule of this same cyclobutadiene and form the dimer. So next is the cyclooctatetraene. So now we need to see whether the cyclooctatetraene aromatic, anti-aromatic or non-aromatic. So we'll check. First is it is cyclic. Yes. Complete conjugation. Yes, it is there. All are resonating. Then planar. So for planar, if you see the three-dimensional structure of it, it exists in this tube form. Okay, instead of this structure, it exists into this form, tube form, to avoid the strain. So planarity is lost in this here. So if the planarity is lost means it becomes non-aromatic. Okay, first two category for aromatic and anti-aromatic, it doesn't fulfill. If any of these three parameter is missing, then it becomes non-aromatic. And total how many electrons are there? 8 pi electrons are there. 4 pi bond means 8 pi electrons. You may assume that it is anti-aromatic, but because of the loss of planarity, it becomes non-aromatic compound. So like that, we'll see many examples so that you don't have any confusion to solve it. This next example where you can see total 10 carbons are there. So we call it 10 aniline. Okay, so basically there are 3 isomers. We'll discuss each one. This is the first isomer. Now we need to see whether it is which category it falls. First is it is cyclic. Yes. Does it have the complete conjugation? So you can see yes, it is all conjugated double bond, pi sigma pi sigma. So yeah, conjugation is there, delocalization is there, and then planarity. So we will check whether the molecule is having planarity. Before that, we'll count how many pi electrons are there. Total 5 bonds means total 10 pi electrons. So if you see 10 pi electron, it should be aromatic. But here for 10 aniline, it is if you see the two internal hydrogens, because of this two internal hydrogen, the planarity is lost here. Since the planarity is lost here, the molecule will become non-aromatic. because it is non-planar. It's because of this van der Waals interaction between the electronic cloud of these two hydrogen disrupt the planarity of this molecule. The next isomer, you can also write this 10 aniline in this form, okay, where you can assume that it is cyclic, it is completely conjugated, 10 pi electron, and you feel that it is planar. But again, planarity is lost here because of the angle strain. Normally for sp2 hybridized, the angle should be 120 degree. But here, instead of 120 degree, it is 144 degree. So therefore, the planarity is lost here because of the angle strain, and the molecule will become non-aromatic. And this is the third isomer of the 10 aniline. This is again 10 carbon, 5 double bonds in resonance, cyclic. It is completely conjugated, but again the planarity is lost because of the internal hydrogen. You can see with this red mark, it disrupts the planarity, and so the molecule will become non-aromatic. So all the three isomers of 10 anilines are non-aromatic. So how you can make it aromatic? So if you replace the internal two hydrogen either by using this methano group CH2, which replaces these two hydrogen, and now you can see the molecule is cyclic, completely conjugated, and it becomes planar as well. The resonance, the all carbon which are involved in the resonance are in the same plane. Okay, since the molecule in the same plane, this is a bridge. Okay, so it is not participating in conjugation. So the bridge and this resonating double bonds are in the same plane. So the molecule is planar, 10 pi electrons, and now it becomes aromatic, becomes most stable as compared to the 10 aniline isomers. Now this fused ring compounds, if you want to identify here, so basically we always choose the longest resonating form, okay, longest conjugated system here. So if you see, longest conjugated system is the surrounding one, okay, surrounding means including 7 pi bonds. The middle pi bond doesn't participate in the resonance, therefore we don't count this double bond here in our calculation. Okay, so 7 pi bonds are there, therefore it is having 14 pi electrons. So cyclic, it is completely conjugated, and of course it is planar, all are in the same plane. So 14 pi electrons means we have seen it is aromatic in nature, and so it is most stable. This is another example where you can see the at the here where we have bridge hat, the two internal hydrogen were replaced by this bridge hat to make this molecule stable. Okay, if you have internal hydrogen here, the planarity will be lost and the molecule will become non-aromatic. So, and non-aromatic compounds are having stability less than the aromatic. So to make it more stable, we have replaced with this bridge hat where you have NH-NH group. Now the rest of the pi bonds, that is 7 pi bonds, are in conjugation and are in the same plane. So it is cyclic, completely conjugated, it is planar, 14 electron system means it is aromatic compound. So now you can see this trick is very easy to identify these parameters and you are up to your answer. Most common and very important example for higher degree students, you can see this having 9 double bond mean 18 pi electron system. This is therefore it is called 18 aniline. Okay, 18 aniline. Now it is cyclic, being a bigger size, it is planar in molecule. Okay, planarity is there. Conjugated, complete conjugated system, 18 pi electron, and of course it is aromatic in nature. Now for fused rings, another example, this is called azulene. You can see one is a 7-membered ring, other is a 5-membered ring. And if they ask you to identify whether the following molecule is aromatic or not. So how to find out? One way you can see here, as I have shown here the aromatization by showing the arrow. So it brings the positive charge here and negative on this, right? You have to show it in a way where you can, individual ring follows the Huckel's rule. Okay, individual ring. So if you focus on this 7-membered ring, it is having the 3 double bonds, that is 6 pi electron system, right? And it is cyclic, it is completely conjugated, this positive charge is delocalized, it is planar, and of course 6 pi electron means this ring is aromatic in nature. Huggles rule is applicable to monocyclic rings, so we have to calculate it with respect to each ring. Now this ring also, if you see completely, it is having 6 pi electrons. Two double bonds are there with one negative charge. Total 6 pi electrons are there. It is cyclic, completely conjugated. The negative charge is in resonance. It is planar. So therefore each ring is aromatic in nature, and therefore it is aromatic compound. Right? And another trick is if the number of double bonds are odd, right, then the molecule is aromatic. So you can see here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 double bond means it is odd number, then the molecule will be aromatic. If it is having the even number of double bonds, then the molecule will be non-aromatic. So for fused rings, you can also use this or bicyclic compounds, you can use this trick, right, to identify with respect to odd number of double bond and even number of double bond. Now if you have this molecule where you have at the exoside carbonyl group, so how to identify being oxygen is most electronegative, we can show it in this format, right? Negative charge on the oxygen and positive charge on the ring. Now we need to find out this with Huckel's rule with respect to this ring. Now it becomes the same this heptatriaryl cation, right? And we know it is cyclic, it is completely delocalized, and it is planar and having 6 pi electrons. So basically this molecule is aromatic compound. Now we have seen cyclobutadiene earlier. This molecule is again, you can say it is substituted cyclobutadienyl. Each carbon is here, 3 carbons are substituted by tertiary butyl group. It is a bulky group, so basically it is trying to stabilize the cyclobutadiene. So it is cyclic, it is completely conjugated, it is planar molecule having 4 pi electron. Of course, it is anti-aromatic compound, but it is compared to cyclobutadiene, it is slightly stable. Okay, because of these 3 electron donating group which are present here, stabilize this system. This is very famous molecule, naphthalene, you know that. And if somebody asks you the aromaticity of this, we know it is cyclic, it is all the double bonds we need to see in conjugation. So completely conjugated, it is planar molecule having 10 pi electron, and of course the molecule is aromatic. Similarly, anthracene. Anthracene also, you can see that we always find the longest resonating structure. So this 3 rings, the conjugation is the largest here. And how many pi electrons are involved here? 7 pi electron means 14 pi electron system. All are in the same plane. So molecule is planar, it is cyclic, completely conjugated. Of course, it is aromatic compound. Now, if you get this kind of molecule, okay, you see the first structure here. This is from the mesoionic compounds called sidnone. Okay, so this is this particular example for the MSc students, MSc chemistry students. For those students, you can see here, if this molecule is given and you need to identify whether it is aromatic or non-aromatic, then of course you can form the structure either in this where you are representing the 2 double bond here, and oxygen is there, nitrogen is there, you can indicate the lone pair, positive charge on the nitrogen. This is another way to represent this. Now if you consider this first structure, now the ring we need to find out. You can see here 4 pi electrons are here from the double bond and 2 pi electron from the oxygen. So total 6 pi electron. The molecule is cyclic. It is in conjugation. Okay, so the lone pair is giving its electron and it is in conjugation. So, and it is planar. So it fulfills the conditions of aromaticity. The molecule is aromatic in nature. You can see here. Similarly, you can say in this form also. So mesoionic compounds are aromatic compounds. This is if the molecule is given in this form and they have given you a reaction like acid, okay, cyclooctatetraene. It exists in the tube form, and if you react with H2SO4, what will be the product and whether it is going to be aromatic, non-aromatic, anti-aromatic? So we need to find out. we know the cyclooctatetraene is non-aromatic compound, right? Because it lost the planarity here. So if you treat with acid, what will happen if you assume that one double bond, if you replace it with plus and minus, that representation, heterolytic representation, then acid, what will happen? The negative charge will abstract this proton from the acid, right? And you will have two H here. One is already there, another one is coming from the acid, leaving behind the cation here. So if you see the whole structure here, you can see it is having one sp3 carbon here, one sp3 carbon, but the other system is cyclic. It is completely conjugated, okay? It's with respect, not with respect to this sp3 carbon. So if you just take out it above the plane, the rest of the 7 carbon are in resonance. It is following the 4n pi 4n plus 2 pi system, that is 6 pi electron. So cyclic, it is conjugated system, 4n plus 2, by bypassing a one saturated atom. So the molecule will be called as homoaromatic. Okay, homoaromatic. One sp3 carbon is there. The other are in the same plane, cyclic conjugation, and follows the Huckel's rules, so brings the aromaticity. So homoaromatic again stable, and it has a sp3 carbon. Now, if you have this molecule, this is again the derivative of cyclooctatetraene, where 2 plus, okay, 2 plus charges are there. So 2 plus charges means how many pi bonds will be there then? 6 pi bonds will be there. Okay, so 6 pi electron. It is cyclic. It is completely conjugated because the positive charge is localized, okay, delocalized among all the carbon. And of course it is planar molecule, and the all resonating carbons are in the same plane, so the molecule is aromatic compound. Okay, so you can see the cyclooctatetraene is non-aromatic, and from homoaromatic, the previous example, the substitution is having here aromatic. So this from non-aromatic to aromatic compound, because aromatic makes structures are more stable. Similarly, you can see this is the derivative of cyclobutadiene, and it is all substituted. Now here again two positive charge is there, means only one double bond is there. It is cyclic, it is completely conjugated because the positive charge is delocalized. It is planar, the resonance, all the 4 carbons are in the same plane, and 2 pi electrons, so basically it again becomes aromatic. So cyclobutadiene, from anti-aromatic, highly unstable compound, it becomes an aromatic after substitution, that is most stable compound. Another example of cyclooctatetraene derivative is, you can see here, now you have 2 carbanion, right, and 3 double bonds are there. So it is basically cyclic, it is completely conjugated because it is in resonance here, and all are in the same plane, so the molecule is planar. Total how many pi electrons? 6 pi electron from the pi bond and 4 pi electrons from the negative charge. Total 10 pi electrons, means the molecule is aromatic. So we have seen two examples of cyclooctatetraene derivative which are aromatic. This example which is on your screen here, you can see the oxygen is having 2 lone pairs. In that, one lone pair is participating in the ring conjugation, right? So you can see the molecule is cyclic and it is in conjugation. It is a planar molecule, and how many total pi electrons are there? 6 from the double bond and 2 from the lone pair. So total 8 pi electrons are there. So the molecule is anti-aromatic compound. Okay, anti-aromatic compound, and those are very unstable compounds. Now the next is again the derivative, as you can see here, but here you have a negative charge, and again it is, you can see cyclic, it is delocalized here. One sp3 carbon is there, you can assume. Here you can see one sp3, so it should be homoaromatic compound. Okay, so it is cyclic. So if you just take out one sp3 carbon above the plane, the rest of the carbons are in the same plane, cyclic conjugation, and 4n plus 2. Okay, so it's not necessary it follows a 4n plus 2 because it is negative charge. So total is 8 pi electrons. So therefore, having the cyclic conjugated system with one sp3 carbon here, it becomes homoaromatic compound. Now, if you see this compound where the double bond is there in between the two ring, okay. So, how to find out the aromaticity for this type of molecules? As I told you, the aromaticity, the Huckel's rule is applicable for individual ring. So, we'll apply to that and we'll see. We have to represent this double bond in a way where you are representing minus and plus in a way the molecule, the individual ring becomes more stable, means it shows the aromaticity. So if you represent here negative charge and 2 pi electrons, a total 6 pi electrons are there, which follows the Huckel's rule. It is cyclic, conjugation, planar. The other is again 2 pi electron system, positive charge 2 pi. So it is cyclic, conjugation, complete conjugation with this positive charge, planar. And of course this ring is also aromatic. So both the rings are aromatic, means the total molecule become aromatic in nature. So this type of molecule also, it's very easy now, you can see with respect to Huckel's rule. Now here this example if you get, now since both this exo double bond, both side it is carbon carbon, so showing the plus minus cleavage here may not be correct, okay. And you can see here the molecule is cyclic, it is planar molecule, but the conjugation is disrupted here, right? The delocalization is not complete because of this particular carbon, okay. It's not complete conjugation. And if you see, yeah, that total how many pi electrons are there, it is 4 pi electron system. So 4 pi electron system means it is now non-aromatic, because for anti-aromatic it should have the three condition fulfill, okay. It should be cyclic, it should be completely conjugated, but it is not completely conjugated, okay. So the pi electrons are not in resonance, okay, completely. It's not in resonance here. Showing the plus minus charge on this CC bond is not correct, so the molecule will become non-aromatic. This is another example. Now you can solve it yourself and then you can check your answer, that we have to represent in a way that each ring try to assume the most stable character, that is aromaticity. Both are 5 members, so means one in one ring it has to be plus, other is minus, so it becomes aromatic 6 pi electron, but the other ring become 4 pi electron, that is unstable anti-aromatic. So one is aromatic, one is anti-aromatic. So overall if you see, the molecule will become non-aromatic. Though the molecule is here cyclic, it is completely conjugated, you can see here, and it is planar molecule, but with respect to the pi electrons, here we can say the molecule is non-aromatic compound, okay, non-aromatic compound. Biphenyls. How to identify individual ring? We will focus. Each ring is representing benzene. So means both are aromatic, fulfilling the condition, and of course it is aromatic in nature. The next example you can see here, having exocarbonyl group and oxygen is there neighboring. The electron lone pair of oxygen is participating in the ring conjugation. You can represent the carbonyl group like being electronegative, negative oxygen and positive on the carbon. And if you see this system now, it is having total 6 pi electron. It is cyclic, it is completely conjugated and planar, and therefore the molecule is aromatic in nature. This is our probably the last example of aromaticity for today's, and you can see this is another way to represent cyclooctatetraene if they give you the reaction in this form where they have mentioned 2K. Okay, so what will happen if the 2 potassium atom is given to you? So basically you can see the potassium is giving 1 electron and K plus, so it is the reduction reaction here, and basically one potassium is giving 1 electron, so 2 potassium will give you 2 electron. So if you represent here one of the double bond, okay, one double bond is giving 2 electron, so one negative charge carbon ion and 2 electrons are coming from here, so one negative charge here. So the ultimate product which you are going to represent is this. And now if you see this system aromaticity, it is cyclic, it is completely conjugated, it is delocalized. Okay, the both the charges are delocalized. It is planar. Total how many pi electrons? 3 pi electrons contribute 6 pi electrons, and 2 negative charge means 4 pi electron. Total 10 pi electrons means the the output is aromatic molecule. Okay, so cyclooctatetraene being non-aromatic, it is giving you reacting with 2 potassium, it gives you the most stable compound that is aromatic in nature. Okay, so the reaction will always follow the forward direction because it is trying to form the more stable or most stable compound. So friends, I have covered all the points and maximum examples on aromaticity. If you want to learn more tricks like we have learned today, so do subscribe my channel and see you in the next video. Happy learning. Bye.